Hello there, welcome along to Hungary and welcome along to the latest instalment in the Yamaha R3 Blue Crew World Cup of 2025. Getting your breath back when you've just run across the paddock, having commentated on the Superbike 38. Alex de Persio, number 69, making his way down towards the end of the warm-up lap here. We have seen incidents in earlier races here. Okanuki though, one of two. And the R3 World Cup is racing for the first time ever in Hungary, and almost a touch already as Kugawa goes down the outside line. Pastore trying to crowd him out. De Persio's got the lead. David Novak, number 46, has a look at the inside. Down the gearbox now. Second, third, they'll hit fourth by the time they get to the end of the back straight. This is oh, and running wide and off into the gravel as we get out of turn 4 and down to 5. I hope they all manage to survive that. But David Novak has fallen back now as a result, and that would have been very, very close there with that rider through unnecessary incidents early doors. This is only lap 2 of 10 here, and your order is De Persio from Italy, AGASKA from Indonesia, Kugawa, the Japanese rider, in 3rd place. Italian is down to 5th place. Charlie Mendes, number 6 from the Dominican Republic, is up into 6th position. Okanuki taking the first long lap penalty. Oh, and somebody crashes immediately in front of him as he rejoins. Goodness me, that could have been a very scary moment there. But the big fortune is that he crashed, thankfully, in front of Okanuki, because the other continues, and there is the end of the incident. And look at Okanuki, number 31, who would have had to roll off the throttle there, I'm sure, through pure instinct. And also Christoph Barter has taken, who is half Brazilian, half Peruvian, but born and bred in Barcelona in Spain, is now challenging Pastore for 6th place. Now, are we going to see AGASKA having a go at De Persio? I know one of Alex's worries is always getting tangled up in incidents that are not his fault, and we've seen quite a few of those already this season. Kugawa trying to go involved in a final lap incident in the 2nd and scored only 1 point for 15th place, and that's the key. De Persio has been the most consistent. Now there is Mendes, number 6 on the inside line. Pastore with the all-white crash helmet, number 55. Bocanegra has managed to get between them. Germano and David Novak. Novak was in the gravel, though, earlier on in the race and dropped down from fighting for a podium to 10th. It was an amazing save for Novak, and very similar to what he did in Barcelona at the start of last year. Palmowski, number 98, that's Max from Poland. He is 12th at the moment from Andrea Mottler, Troy Savitsa and Indy Sunsalar, the Dutch rider, in 15th place. And it's Danny Krabacher, number 81. He's from Austria, he's 16th. Barter, number 12, the Hungarian debutant, he's 17th. We've got 18th position, but for the first time in the race, as you can see for yourself, we've got a change going on at the front of the field as Aray AGASKA from Indonesia hits the front now. Now it's De Persio's turn to survey the situation. Not for long, he's attacking. He's attacking. There's a lot of marbles there on the outside of the corner. That's bits of rubber and debris that have been flicked from the bike. Some are almost 3 abreast down the long back straights. Kugawa thinks better of that, and De Persio to move back in front of Aray AGASKA, named Aray after the world-famous helmet manufacturers. You can tell his dad's a racing fan, can't you? Aray, number 38, who was born in 2008, but he's absolutely now. 6 races down, 6 to go, including this one. And AGASKA does not want to have to wait until Aragon in September or Estoril in October to celebrate his first win. That was Mario Salles, the Brazilian. Now we're coming through the left-hander of turn 14. I think Danny Krabacher has had a problem. He's trailing along on his own at the moment, half a lap behind, so the Austrians obviously hit trouble, thankfully just in time for the start. Now there's a big, big group now fighting for 4th place, consisting of Kugawa on the left, AGASKA in the middle, and we look back now because Chris Clark is under attack. Chris Clark is very much under attack. Mendes has come out on top. Charlie Mendes from the Dominican Republic, born in Barcelona, is up into 4th place. There he is, number 6, Bocanegra with that Senna crash helmet, who's working so hard with Yamaha Brazil, the likes of Alan, who works there. That's Alan Douglas from Yamaha Brazil, and the whole AD78 initiative over there. We've seen the likes of Kevin Fontana involved in that too in the World Supersport 3. About 4 of 10 as I look at our timing screen, so that's good now for Okanuki. He can try and get his head down and capture the rest of the pack. But meantime, Pastore muscles his way back in front of Chris Clark. But this fight's going on for 4th place, and they're losing ground because they're nearly 2 seconds now behind your leading trio here. There's Di Persio, number 16. Di Persio's from Chieti because there's a big rivalry between Chieti and Pescara. He has grown up and lives in Pescara. There goes Kugawa from Tokyo in Japan. And of course, we'll have the legendary Suzuka 8-hour taking place next weekend. There they are, they're 1.4 seconds up the road, and probably the only way they are going to catch them with the configuration of this track is to tow their way up to that leading trio. It's an absolutely rapid couple of right-handers. Here they are. I can tell you now that we're on to lap 6 of 10. 5 laps to go. This is the halfway point of the race. Di Persio leads AGASKA and Kugawa. Chris Clark is 3 seconds behind. Look in the background, there he is in that 4th. Just outside Budapest. And I know the Ezbaleta family, in collaboration with the governing body, the FIM, have had a big say as well in the layout here. With MotoGP coming a month from now. This is the World Superbike weekend, though. First ever race in Hungary for the Yamaha R3 Blue Crew World Cup. And Di Persio has a big moment on the front end. Championship leader Alex Di Persio from Pescara in Italy. So far, but he's lost a few bike lengths now to Tepai Kugawa. Kugawa usually gets a good exit off this corner. Slipstream, but despite that, he still has aced it and keeps the lead. Up into 2nd place now goes ARAY AGASKA. Twice on the podium already this season. Can he? Every time he finishes, he's on the podium. Kugawa retakes the lead. Left, right. But there's 2 more chicanes still to come. This is turn 11, the hairpin. We've now got a run down to 16 and 17. But on these bikes, it could be possible to overtake into turn 17, the very last corner. Kugawa leading 4th in the championship. 4 different winners so far this season. AGASKA's attacking on the inside. Di Persio on the outside. Kugawa in the middle. AGASKA goes through. And ARAY AGASKA's only 1 corner away from victory here. Kugawa has his nose dropped to the line. Indonesia's going to go mad. AGASKA starts celebrating before he even crosses the line. ARAY AGASKA is a winner in the arms at the start of the 25 season, and just 23 thousandths of a second. We can see your YouTube comments streaming in because ARAY AGASKA wins for the very first time, and this is a man with a big future ahead of him. What a race that was, and that was the 7th closest finish season in 2021. AGASKA winning there by just... AGASKA, it's been a long time coming. He has looked like a sensation since the very first race of the year back in Portugal. Indonesia, which has for the first time hosted up the long box circuit, MotoGP and Superbikes in recent years. And ARAY AGASKA here in Hungary on Saturday, July the 26th, 2025, is a winner for the first time in the Blue Crew after 4th. Kugawa did well there, another podium. You can hear people skidding as they lock their... And I have to say, with everybody having a stern talking to after the drama of Donington and Misano at the last 2 rounds, every single one of the 19 riders who started finished this race. System. And just, I think, the general respect of the riders is paying off as we get a little bit of aura farming from ARAY AGASKA. Of course, I'm very much into my TikTok trends, and I know the likes of Ian Wheeler at Yamaha is another man who is often seen doing the aura farming dance movement as he makes his way around. He's doing it. Toprak Razgatlioglu as well, last time out at Donington Park in the Superbike class. FIM officials, very class in the past, and Mahendra Indeed, along with Gustavo Manso, actually holds the record for wins in this R3 World Cup. At least it was replaced by the new record of Mark Vick, last year's champion, who is now 7 times a winner. Into Parc Ferme. Chris Clark won the first race back in Portugal, and then we saw the success in the second one for Mario Salas. So America, and race 1 at Donington was Kukawa for Japan. Then to Persio again, and now Indonesia winning. First Indonesian rider to win a race this year. And that moves Aray up into a stronger 5th place in the championship, because he was 11 points. He's down there, and he will be chatting with Aray to win a championship. If he finishes a race this year, he's never low Yamaha. But this is great, great news for everybody at Yamaha Indonesia. Sensible ride. Aray now is with Ollie Rushby.
Yeah.
Aray, AGASKA, your first win in the FIM.
Yeah, for my first, I want to say Alhamdulillah and thank you for Yamaha Racing Indonesia, my parents in Indonesia, in Lombok. Thank you. Tomorrow will be better.
All right, AGASKA, tomorrow will be better. You've already won. Up into the lead he goes, passing to Persio. A strong move. Did you see how he read down into turn 16, covered off the Persio beautifully, and he was already celebrating. It was a 23,000th of a second victory. It's good he didn't start.
So there you go. Very nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for being with us. In second place, the championship leader.
In that second position, and Aray, AGASKA. I think YouTube's going to break in a moment if you guys keep sending in all of those comments. You've gone mad there. Thank you for joining us here with the R3 World Cup, and we will have now the national anthem for Indonesia in just a moment. And don't pass for local time, So race 2 here on Sunday from Balaton Park, and I can tell you, I wouldn't be surprised if Aray, AGASKA and Tepai Kukawa